All right, welcome back from a long Memorial Day weekend. Whew, we had a long one too, yes.
Enjoyable.
That was so awesome. Now, this story is from actually last week, but I wanted to revisit it because it freaked me out. So what's the scoops with the big cat sighting in Mānoa?
Yeah, we're not talking about some little tubby tabby. We're talking about one real, like, that thing looked huge.
I know. Officials
nuts.
are labeling it as a large animal, but it looked like a mountain lion or something, you know, and this thing was so massive.
Yes.
It looked very muscular. I don't know if we have the picture, if we can pop that up, but look at that. Yikes.
Yeah, that's not your regular house cat family. That's severe.
Okay, I wonder, it's not a statue, eh?
Well,
That's
it
somebody just
moved.
being- oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
it changed positions. No, not a statue.
Animatronics in Mānoa. Now, the officials are asking the public to be aware of their
Yes.
surroundings after it was reported near, again, the University of Hawaii at Mānoa. And wildlife teams spent hours searching on foot and used the drone to attempt to spot the animal. And guess what's this?
Did they locate it?
No.
No, they didn't locate it. Urgh.
Yeah, so, you know, if you see that large animal on or near the UH campus, or you have additional information, you are asked to contact DoCare at 808-643-DLNR. Please call them if you see it.
Please call them.
Now, speaking of catty, did you see the new move that's going viral by the French president and first lady?
Yes, I believe it's called the French face shove. Did you see it? Here, check this out.
I think
Hi,
we have
everybody.
I think we have it in slow motion. Whoa, yeah, wow.
Yeah, so French President Emmanuel Macron and his First Lady Brigitte, they landed in Vietnam to begin a Southeast Asian tour. But before the tour kicked off, I think the First Lady was trying to kick butt off the plane or something like that. They had a little bit of a squabble there.
Look at that. And just so happened, the door is open. The timing is just absolutely terrible, but he still keeps it together. Look, he smiles and he waves to the public. And then he goes and as they're walking off the plane, he puts his arm out for her to grab and she snubs him. But he still awkwardly has the arm out like that. You know what I mean? And he has to walk, you know, just continue to walk down and then his arm comes together.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what transpired there. You know, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, just
they had domestics. Let's be honest. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've been on the receiving end of getting scoldings by Candace, my wife, and then someone appears and I have to do exactly what the president did, just kind of play it off and make like. And that's what his people are saying. They were just. It was a playful.
it was
push.
playful. She did not look like she was playing. I can tell you that, because women will do that too. You can put on your pretty face, but if I'm mad, I'm mad. You know what I mean?
Yes, Lina girl does. Oh, I mean, you know, not you. But she does.
Well, you know, France is the home of Paris, which is, you know, and they have Paris Fashion Week, and it's just, that's what they're known for, right? Just fashions. And have you heard of extended producer responsibility?
Yes, it is something that countries in the European Union have been doing to kind of help ease the waste of, waste efforts, you know?
And I think that it makes sense for maybe Hawaii to adopt this.
I think so. You know,
Right?
basically, if we break it down, it holds manufacturers and producers responsible for the environmental impacts of their products throughout their entire life cycle. So including from when you pick them off the shelf or the rack all the way to recycling it, maybe. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Now the concept is now catching on in the Americas and Asia, and hopefully here in Hawaii, because I mean, it's gaining support as companies start to view this as a money saver and even a revenue generator.
You know, we've seen this in like the water industry or the bottled water industry and the soft drink industry where, you know, they recycle plastic and aluminum, and now it's bleeding over to the fashion industry where, again, producers will be responsible for the collection, sorting, and entire life cycle of the textiles placed on the market.
And that includes even after you've worn it.
Yeah, why? How is that? Is that gonna? I mean, I know it says it might help with like the aluminum, how that model is helping the beverage companies, but I don't understand how it's going to help the clothing industry.
Well, you know, if the person, they create these fast fashions, right? They come out with just thousands and thousands of pieces, and then when people don't buy it, they turn around and they donate it to like Goodwill. So now Goodwill is now burdened with having to find a way to either sell these products or get rid of it or whatever, right? And so now that the creator or the textile industry or the retailer no longer carries the burden of that that piece of clothing. What they're doing now is they're saying, okay, I've worn this 20 times, it's threadbare and stuff. I'm going to package it back up and give it right back to the retailer and say, now you deal with it.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, if we put that into perspective, you said 20 times, but most garments are worn fewer than 10 times before it's disposed of. And, you know, I read a stat that the U.S. produces around 11 million tons of textile waste annually.
Right. So now they're encouraging us to choose things like what we're wearing. We're wearing cotton, right? We're wearing cotton because this stuff will last longer. Natural fibers will last longer. So we'll be able to wear these fashions and for a long time, as opposed to the quick synthetic stuff that just get puka inside them and boom, it's no longer
rubbish,
good.
Fast fashion.
Yep.
All right, and as you mentioned, do we have enough landfills here in Hawaii? Of course, we don't. So coming up in about 30 minutes, we're going to share with you how you can do your part in keeping the landfills empty with one simple move.
One. But we would really love to hear from you. That's right. What's the scoops? What do you think? Share your thoughts with us on the French face shove, the big cat spotted in Mānoa, or extended producer responsibility. Sending us an email at islandlifelive@kitv.com or dropping a comment on this video on our YouTube page. That would be so my kai.
Yeah, now here with the reaction to some of our stories we were talking about